All right, we are here for another Coach to Coach Convo, and our guest today is Mario Price, who is the Director of Coaching Education with the American Football Coaches Association. I appreciate you taking the time out to talk with us today. Thanks, Coach. And just to kind of get us started, give us a little bit about your background as a player and a coach.
Yeah, I grew up in Dallas, Fort Worth, and thanks, by the way. Thanks for letting me on. I love what you're trying to do with the platform and educating young coaches. But a little bit about me. I started my playing career, and I grew up in Dallas, Fort Worth. Where football is king and super important, as it is everywhere. But I kind of grew up in that culture. Ended up being recruited by the current executive director, Todd Berry, head coach at Army. So I took the opportunity to go up to West Point, New York, and play for him. Defensively, I was a cornerback. Played for him as a true freshman. The profession just did what the profession does. He ended up getting let go. A big part of me being there was for him, and I decided to transfer. I was a little homesick. Came back to Texas. I finished my playing career at Baylor University. Once I got done there, I knew I wanted to be in the coaching profession. I got started immediately. My first job, I was a middle school football coach under Waco High School. Then after that, for 2 years, I was at Waco High School. Then really had the bug to try the college thing out, and so I started coaching wide receivers at Texas A&M Commerce under my former Baylor head coach. He was the head coach there. He hired me on coaching wide receivers for 2 years. I took a job at Millsaps College. I was a receiver coach, video coordinator there. After 1 year, I took the job back with Todd Berry, who, once again, he was my head coach when I played at Army. He was then the head coach at University of Louisiana Monroe. I accepted the job. I was the receiver coach there for 4 years. My last year, I was the running backs coach, recruiting coordinator, and the profession did what the profession does again, and and our staff was let go, and Coach Berry ended up coming to the American Football Coaches Association, and I went to Davidson College for my last year, special teams coordinator, running backs coach, and he gave me a call, and it was an opportunity to come back to Waco. AFCA is based here in Waco, and my wife was pregnant. It was just kind of an interesting time, and I wanted to maybe venture on trying to find a different way to impact this great profession that we're in, and it's like me and you were talking about prior to record. I miss being on the sidelines. I miss those interactions, but being able to have an impact on this scale has been fantastic. So I'm really happy about being here at the AFCA.
Well, awesome. Tell us a little bit, you've been at the AFCA for a while. Tell us a little bit about your role at the AFCA specifically. Make sure you talk about the 35 under 35 program.
Yeah. So I'm the Director of Coaching Education here at the AFCA, and that pretty much entails anything that you're seeing from an educational standpoint as a coach. So obviously we have our marquee event in the AFCA convention every year. All the programming that goes into that. I pretty much plan that and get the speakers and create. Try to be innovative in terms of how we're presenting our education, skills and drills field, allowing for guys to be actively on the field. Institute that like 2018. All of our virtual stuff that we've tried, COVID kind of pushed us towards that, but we've been keeping that going with having a virtual convention after our physical convention in the AFCA in January. We try to come back in February for any coaches that can't travel over. Basically let everything that happened there be presented in our educational library. Then our educational library is another resource that I kind of head up, is taking all of our video content from all the years and just putting them in one place where a member can come in, tap into that library and find talks from years and years and years ago. So anything around education. Our magazine, we do a weekly podcast here, has grown like crazy. Millions of listens here over the last few years. And
many of which are me, by the way.
What you say now?
Many of which are me, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that. And then you mentioned 35 under 35. That's been a program that actually, as a young coach, I was in myself. It was under a different name, Future Coaches Academy. And obviously sitting in that room, there were some opportunities for me to look and evaluate. At the time, I wasn't really thinking that I would ever be in this role, but being able to sit in that chair, I was able to kind of come in and put something together that that I felt was missing, all the good parts that I felt was there, and hopefully put together something that's been pretty good. And right now we got, 5 Power 5 coaches, that are former 35 under 35 members, and it's not because they were part of our program, but just the identification process. Hopefully giving them something to help propel their career. But it's 35 coaches under the age of 35 from all across the country, all different levels, and we really, really dive in and see, hey, do we project this person to be a head football coach? Let's pour into them as an AFCA member. So whenever they get their opportunities, they'll be excited about pouring back into us.
Well, and that's such an innovative idea. And like I told you before, in our pre-show talk, we piggybacked off of that with our Leadership Development Alliance here in the state of Michigan. And I know some other states are being involved. And honestly, Doug Samuels, who was a part of 35 under 35, was a part of developing our system too. And so, that concept has spread from AFCA to the high school level across the country. And I think that's awesome. As the skills and drills part of the AFCA convention has bled down to our state convention as well, and has really been super well received at our state convention as well. So kudos for that.
Absolutely, man. That's awesome.
Coach, tell us a little bit about how the AFCA convention benefits high school coaches.
Yeah, the convention itself is number one, just you talk about the networking opportunity of all networking opportunities when it comes to this profession. And people can take that different ways. There's a lot of high school coaches that come to the convention and sometimes don't even go to a session. They're catching up with former teammates that's in the profession, sitting in hotel rooms, talking X's and O's with maybe not a speaker, but somebody that they identified prior to coming. But just the opportunity to go shake hands, sit next to, rub elbows with a bunch of like-minded individuals. That's first and foremost one of the favorite things I think most people get out of it. Then obviously, where I kind of step in from an educational standpoint, typically we have over 120 educational sessions, and it's going to range everything from X's and O's to things off the field, recruiting, having a current FBS head coach come in and talk at our high school coaches academy, just about the back and forth between the collegiate space and the high school space. And then obviously we have the high school coaches academy within itself, just some tailored conversation, once again, X and O, off the field, leadership, strategy, planning, things like that, tailored for high school football coaches. And so bottom line is just 3 days of just awesome talks and conversations, and just opportunity to be around a bunch of people that feel and think like you do.
Well, and I got to tell you, I had always wanted to go and never went until I was in my 50s when I went, representing the Michigan High School Football Coaches Association, and it is an amazing atmosphere. Just from your eyes kind of pop out of your head at times. I literally was on the shuttle from the airport to my baggage claim at the San Antonio airport the first year I went, and I sit down and Les Miles is sitting right next to me. Yeah. And the people you see and the people you meet, it like you say, the networking piece to the whole thing is pretty significant. Well, Coach, how can coaches follow and connect with you on social media or any other way?
Yeah, for me personally, you could give me a follow at Coach Mario Price. It's give me a follow, and I tend not to be on Twitter as much as I used to when I was having to actively recruit and all that kind of stuff. But I get on once a week, and then I make sure to follow everybody back and try to check my messages as much as I can. But you can always connect with the AFCA on any of the major social media platforms at We Are AFCA. And we're always posting content on a regular, whether that's our podcast content or magazine articles or articles coaches have submitted to us over the years, and just trying to find ways to meet coaches where they are.
All right, well, thank you, Coach, and I will look forward to getting down to Nashville and running into you down there this January.
Oh, we got to hang out. It might not be very long because I get a little busy, but I definitely would love to see you. Okay.
All right. Take care, Coach.
All right. Thanks.